Hey, what's up, everybody? Jeff here from Full Send Collectibles, and today we will be opening a box of 89 hoops. Um, Pretty cool and iconic set. So, a few things about the box that we're about to rip. These boxes come in Series 1 and Series 2. The box we're opening today is a Series 2, and it's distinguishable by this little yellow part here. If it's Series 2, it says features Orlando Magic and Minnesota Timberwolves expansion teams. It'll still have that yellow if it's Series 1, and it won't talk about the expansion teams. Um, each box has 300 different cards that you can get, and the main difference between the Series 1 and the Series 2 is that in the Series 1, they swapped out about 50, I think it's 54, 55 cards to make room for some additional cards in Series 2. At the moment, this is May 2024. The Series 2 boxes go for about $50 to $60, and the Series 1 boxes go for sometimes pushing up to 100. The main difference in cards is that there's a David Robinson rookie in both, but the Series 1 is what I consider the good David Robinson, this bad boy here with his jersey. Much sweeter card, and in a 10, usually goes for something in the ballpark of $300. In the Series 2, there's David Robinson at the foul line, which is actually kind of weak because I'm pretty sure he sucked at shooting foul shots. In any case, you got your Jordans in both of them. That's your base Jordan in the PSA 10. Nothing crazy. I think that's about 150 last I checked. You've also got the 89 NBA All-Star Jordan. Usually goes in a 10 from something like 75 to $100. Other notable cards include Phil Jackson, which is kind of a sweet one. You got a Steve Kerr rookie, and your usual suspects: Dennis Rodman, Stockton, Malone, Akeem Olajuwon, not spelled with an H in this set, interestingly enough. Couple of notes about the packs itself. So none of these boxes come with a seal. Um, and while they are cello packs, they're actually, in my opinion, really easy to search. The front is actually see-through, so you can see the player on the front if you got your Jordan or your David Robinson. And the back you can see through pretty easily as well. Generally, when I buy a box off eBay, I'm looking for packs that appear to be in good condition. Um, I'm looking for uh, some people, believe it or not, they'll just have a bunch of boxes of these, and then they'll have 89 hoops Jordans on their eBay too, just selling. It's a sure giveaway that they've searched a few of these boxes. So I'm opening the Series 2 today because it's cheaper. It's a fun and iconic rip, and I'm not looking to pay up for a box that's, I just assume these are searched. I always check them when I get them, for a couple of reasons. One, I actually look for the Jordan or a similar card on the front or the back, because not because I'm going to pull them and resell them, but because you can actually send the packs into PSA. You can get them graded. It'll say right on the slab, Jordan front, 89 NBA hoops Jordan front or something like that. And they're just kind of cool for your collection, or if you're into reselling packs, sometimes you can get a premium for those as well. Again, I assume all these boxes are searched. They're pretty easy to do because as we open this, you'll probably also see that, if you're getting a Jordan, they usually come next to another predictable card. For example, in the last box I opened three of the Jordan All-Star cards. They each and every one of them was next to the Phil Jackson, and there were a number of other notable cards in the pack. So if you are a real D-bag, you can search through these and kind of pretty easily pull out the Jordans. Um, I don't think this one was searched. If it was, it wasn't a very good job because I actually pulled out. I looked at the back. This one has a David Robinson back. Again, this is him at the foul line because the good rookie is not in this box. So I'll actually save this one to the end. I'd rather have the David Robinson in the front, but I'll save it to the end. If we somehow don't open a David Robinson, we'll take a look and we'll just rip that one open and we'll grab the Robinson. So I mean, there's Again, not much in this is worth much money. This edition does not have the David Robinson rookie that's worth 300. You can grab the Jordan out of this in a PSA 10 or the other Jordan, but everything else isn't really worth all that much. But I think this is a cool and iconic set. Really kind of clean looking card, white borders. These are pretty easy to 10 as long as they're centered, and your corners aren't nicked up. These are easy to 10. The pop report on that Jordans is like in the multiple thousands, which is why it's not worth a ton of money. So I'll put this David Robinson on the side. We'll rip through that last, and we'll see what we get. Again, I assume all these packs are searched. All right, first, Moses Malone 89 All-Star. So there's not really much in terms of this is before we started to do like inserts and sets, before Upper Deck came out in 90 91 that started really doing some cool inserts. Your 89 All-Star game are your primary inserts. There's also in the high series a World Championship card for the Detroit Pistons, and then you have your um, two expansion teams, your Magic and your Timberwolves. Isaiah Thomas on the All-Star game. Even like the more notable players, the Birds. Here's a Rodman back. The fronts are cooler than the back. Um, and the Rodman's a cool card. Vinny Del Negro, Larry Bird. These look pretty centered, left, right, top to bottom. Usually that's um, persistent throughout the whole box. So that's a good sign that if we pull a Jordan or three in here, that we might be able to dime those out. Um, Steve Kerr rookies in this one as well. There's a Charles Barkley. And in the series two, there's not a lot of notable cards that were pulled to make room for the rest of the Dominique Wilkins, the rest of the players. Brad Doherty might be a rookie. Nope, not even close. It's like his fourth year, with the exception of the sweet Robinson. Christian Welp, there goes the Raptor. Glenn Rivers, aka Doc. Wayne Cooper with a looks like he just came from his school photo shoot. Cute. Wonder what his mom thought of that picture. Doesn't look like a retake candidate to me. He did a good job. Dan Marley, Hall of Famer. I'll set him aside. Why not? Clyde Drexler. Not a huge Clyde fan. Detlef Schrempf. Um, but, good player. Always kind of looked like a used car salesman to me. Not sure why. He had that thin mustache before they were cool. Maybe they were cool for a minute. I don't know. Moses Malone, Isaiah Thomas. There's Stockton on the All-Star game. There's Ewing on the All-Star game. And there's Magic on the All-Star game. 3 All-Stars, 1 pack. Magic, they caught him with his eyes closed. That'd be a retake. Interesting choice. Excuse me. Another Isaiah Thomas, Otis Smith. See, all right, so you see already, like we just opened this pack. Isaiah on top of Otis. Watch this. Stockton, Ewing, Magic Johnson, same exact pack, right? Oh, and Lafayette Lever, aka Fat. So you can see, like, if you are a D-bag, you can start to just, look at what the top card is of these, pull out what you think are the Jordan packs, and, leave the rest for somebody like myself, who is opening them on camera in front of an audience of 1 to 3 friends. Chuck Daly, got another Rodman. That Rodman at 10, like I wouldn't be sending in a bunch of like cards where if they, if they get a 10, you might get $50, but that Rodman's a real sweet card. Way above the hoop, way in front of the rim. Real cool. Dan Marley, as my friend Farkas would say, this box was definitely searched. Again, if they did a bad job because they left the third best card in the set in one of the packs. I'm positive it's in David Robinson's in here, which is also a good sign because again, we see KJ, Horace Grant, we see these clumped up, and where there's one Robinson, there might be more. Ronnie Cycli. Oh, yeah. Okay, that's a good sign. Michael Jordan. That's what we're looking for there. Um, Appears to be in really good shape. Really nicely centered. I'll compare this to the SGC 10 I just showed, but that's a good one right there. All right, he's next to Colin Fitzsimmons. He's in there with Ronnie Cycli and Terry Cummings. So Kevin McHale, yeah. So the Kevin McHale, when I've pulled those in the pack in the past, is almost always in the pack. Vern Fleming. Um, so if you're taking notes on how to be a bag and search these, you've got cards right there. Moses Malone, John Long, Isaiah Thomas. Here we go again. All Stars, All Star, Magic. Boom. These are only, it's about a 350 card set. Again, with the Series 1, Series 2, there's only 300 cards that you have access to, and there's 540 card. Oh, Phil Jackson back. Cool. 540 cards in the box, right? So your odds of pulling a bunch of Jordans are pretty good. Again, that's why they're not, you know, worth an arm and a leg, and they are easy to 10 with the white borders. Rick Smits, haven't seen him in a while. Spud Webb, you got to respect that short little man. Jimmy Rogers. So if Rex Chapman, as I mentioned, Phil Jackson, we probably just missed the Jordan All Star by one card. But Phil's a cool card. Chuck Daly, I prefer John. Greg Kite, Larry Nance All Star, Dale Ellis All Star. Man, there's Mark Price. They really loaded these All Stars up. When you find one, you're finding a lot. Fat Lever. I wonder if it's Lever or Lever. Tom Chambers, perennial All Star. John Paxton hit a 3 or 2 in his career. Bill Fitch, straight from the elementary school photo shoot with his nicest sweater and collar on. In my last video, I mentioned that for me, it's a fun thing to do to put these in sets. So I order from BCW. I grab these folios. They make like 390 cards and 500 something cards, and then, you know, card by card by card. We're going to go through here and populate the set. And then it's kind of fun to go back, for me anyway, fun to go back through and, see, for example, Bill Fitch in his finest sweater. All right, I'm starting to pile here. Detlef. There's Mark Price All-Star again, and James Worthy All-Star. I think Detlef Schrempf just might have gotten on the ballot for the Hall of Fame. In any case, probably one of those players who had a close enough career to hit. Scottie Pippen, there's a good one. I haven't seen a Scott. Yep. All right. So there's the David. Oh, David right next to Scottie. So I'd bet almost anything there's a Scotty in that last pack too. That David Robinson is looking pretty good. Again, that one, if last I checked, I actually don't even think is worth much in a PSA 10. I want to say like 30 to $40. That one looks slightly miscut top to bottom anyway. Cool card. The Pippin's probably worth as much as the Robinson. John Sally, Pat Riley, Alvin Robertson, another stud, Kevin Duckworth, Clyde Drexler, All Stars. Of course, when you're opening these boxes, there's Akeem. So evidently he spelled it both ways. These aren't like errors or anything. Akeem Olajuwon. In later sets, and later in his career, he updated the spelling to Hack. Thurl Bailey, Mitch Richmond. I think that's his rookie actually. Yep. 79 games played the prior season. That's a good pull. Mitch is cool. Ronnie Cycli. Oh, possible Jordan. Yeah, baby. Two Jordans. And here comes Kevin McHale. I don't set him aside. Not a big Lakers fan. Or Celtics fan, I mean. Even though they're about to mop up the series. Yep, that's a nice Jordan right there. These are looking pretty nicely cut. Got to make sure you check your backs. Always check your backs, folks. Yeah, we have a good chance of getting a couple tens there. So, I mean, if you are into this right now the PSA submission cost is 15.99, right? We just bought this box for 50 bucks. Again, you got to be like a little careful that they're not searched. There's just a lot of people out there that have too much time on their hands. But like we just pulled two Jordans those are a real good chance of tens. So um, you're not always going to pull tens out of them though. You'll get a nicked up corner. You'll get um, obviously the most common culprit. There's a Mark Jackson is off center. Tom Chambers, Mitch Richmond. Um, so when you're off center, you're best in at an 8 usually. But like this particular box that we spent $50 on, and that we'll probably send in a couple for $30 in grading fees, I think we're likely to, if we're counting our tallies, make our money back. Kevin Johnson, Horace Grant. Again, you're not, I don't think, ripping sealed boxes for the EV. All right, like if you want to make money, get a job. There's Detlef. There's the 89 World Championship card. That's the last card in the set. 353, I believe. Bill Lambier. What a man. Larry Brown. Mark Jackson. Tom Chambers. You do get a lot of the NBA All-Star inserts in these. They're pretty cool. Another Mitch Richmond. I like Mitch. There's Doc. Bill Lambier. Yep, we just opened this pack. See how funny this is? I mean, not a big set, right? You have access to 300 cards in these, and there's Mitch. And you're opening a lot of repeats. Like a lot of these are the same exact pack. All right, I don't know if I've seen these players yet. Oh, Scottie Pippen on top. Yeah, so we have Scottie Pippen on top of David Robinson. Love it. Bill Jones looking skinny, weighing in at all 147 pounds of him. Oh, they got him at 6'7", 175. That is fucking wild. 6'7", 175. I bet Spud Webb weighs 175. Nope, 135. My goodness. All right, let's put Scotty. Should have put the other Scotty in the sleeve, but who cares? Dave. This Dave looks a little bit better. I actually got to compare this to another one because it's kind of like a pink. Looks a little washed out. They might have been getting to the end of the ink on that one. All right, down to the final, the home stretch here. KJ, Horace, Isaiah Thomas on top of Otis Smith. Looks familiar. Danny Manning on top of this card. Have we seen a Danny Manning yet? I don't think so because this one has the Chris Mullen back, which is, oh, Steve Kerr rookie. That's a good pull. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, that's Steve Kerr rookie in a 10. Like, I don't love, I mean, Steve Kerr's fine, right? But, so I'm not going to send that in to get graded because if it comes back as a 9, there's my boy Rambus. You got to respect a man who wears glasses, like no sports goggles, no Horace Grant or Robert Ory shit. These are just reading glasses. And that guy, what a beast. Charles Oakley, speaking of beasts, Wilkins All-Star, McCray, Charles Barkley All-Star, and Chris Mullen. Interestingly, we haven't seen the Jordan All-Star. In the last box I opened 0 base Jordans and I opened 3 Jordan All-Stars, which all looked really nicely centered. I may send those in. As of now, 2 more days left on the 15.99 deal in for bulk before it goes back up to 18.99 at PSA. So, decent little savings there. Kevin Willis. This looks like a new, oh no, Mark Jackson. We've seen him a million times. Pat Ewing, Magic Johnson, Lafayette. I don't know if it's lever or lever, but I like when it says fat on the card. Sick. Reggie Williams looking good. Larry Nance. Will Purdue. Carl Malone. So we missed that Jordan, I think, by one card, the Jordan All Star, because we did get a Phil Jackson in the box. Tyrone Corbin, John Paxton, Terry Porter. Oof, I think Terry Porter might have been the last card in those Jordan packs. So maybe we got a little. Maybe they decided to shuffle these ones up. All right, here's a Charles Barkley back. Won't. Danny Manning, Steve Kerr rookie, Kurt Rambis, Charles Oakley, there's Dominique Wilkins, and there's Charles Barkley in the All-Star game. Looking real slim. Charles, when he got in the league, was a slim guy. He's a big boy now. I like Chuck. Always got some always got some interesting things to say. My man speaks the truth. Ronnie Cycli, here we go, boys. One more Jordan for the team. Yeah, let's go. That's a good box right there. Let's go. These Jordans, that one has a little bit of a print mark on the side. I don't know if I'll submit that one. Probably not a perfect 10. Kevin McHale. There's Terry Porter, right? He was in the pack. And Vern Fleming. Is it too greedy to ask for one more Jordan? I never feel that way. Will Purdue. Karl Malone All-Star. Joe Dumars. Haven't seen a Joe Dumars in a while. Or at least haven't called it out. Make a little space here for the last 3 to 4 packs. Rolando Blackman, Tyrone Bogues, Muggsy. There's Pat Ewing. I like Muggsy Bogues. There's Brad Doherty All-Star. There's Magic Johnson. There's Chris Mullen All-Star. Jerry Sloan. All right, we got 2 more packs, and just for fun, I am going to open that last David Robinson one because I'm not going to send in an NBA Hoops back. I'd like it to be a front, which is probably going to be tough to find because, again, it's so easy to search the fronts. Del Curry, his kid is pretty good at basketball. Moses Malone. Isaiah Thomas. Last pack before we rip that David Robinson, Willie Anderson, Mark Price All-Star, Sam Vincent, James Worthy All-Star. All right. And last, for example purposes, again, this has, you just look at the top here, I can see that it's the Spurs as the team, and then David Robinson. It actually has the same flavor text as the good David Robinson rookie, but unfortunately they don't put him in the series um, two boxes. So there's of course David on the back. We will probably have Scottie Pippen right on top of him, Kenny Walker, Larry Nance, so Dale Ellis. So opening that pack as a um, example of how easy it is to search these out. Again, really good example of a box because everything is stacked up, right? If you have a Robinson, you have a Pippen. It's just the way it worked. So at the end of the day, this is a fun pull. I think I mean, look, we went through a box of cards. You have access, that Robinson has a big dented corner. You have access to 300 cards, whether you're in the Series 1 or Series 2. And we put up a stack of this, like, of fun cards that you either want to have in your collection or if, you know, you can put in your buck box if that's what you're into. But we did pull, what was it, three Robinsons out of here, three Michael Jordan base cards, which is the good one. We did not pull any of the Michael Jordan um, All-Star card, which is fine. I would obviously all day rather open these three Jordans than the All-Star, and we'll see if these turn into tens. But you know, at the end of the day, a pretty inexpensive box, right? 50 bucks, call it, for a box of hoops, unless you really want to go for the Series 1, in which case, I think lately you're at about 100. I would just be very, very careful with that. It is a $300 card if you get that Robinson. And again, these are super easy to search. People are searching them, and you just gotta watch out. But if you don't care, go for the Series 1. They're a little harder to find. And if you don't care at all, then and you just want to open some packs, go for the Series 2. They're fun. You're probably going to pull a few Jordans and a bunch of other cool cards. So that's it for today. Check me out on Full Send Collectibles on Instagram. If you like these videos, feel free to subscribe, and I will be ripping a bunch more wax coming up in the not too distant future. Until then, thanks everybody. Take care.